And now we have one more very, very senior devotee with us, Tungavidya Didi. She joined in 1984. And she joined ISKCON in 1984 along with Gopinath Prabhu, who has left us unfortunately now. Our Gopinath Bhavan is named after his name because he was one person who was instrumental. He made everything actually for Gurudev. He did a lot of seva. So Didi then in 1992, she joined ISKCON Vrindavan. And then after 92, she has been living in Vrindavan since then. And now she's applied for Indian citizenship. I want to tell you, a lot of these ladies, like Sashikla Didi has already got Indian citizenship. And Vrindavan Lasni Didi and Tungavidya Didi, they are applied for Indian citizenship and they want to get it badly. They want to, once I was trying to help the Shashikala Didi for Indian citizenship. So I went to my father-in-law, he's a minister. So he said, you have to help one lady, she wants to get Indian citizenship. He was very surprised. He said, what? Indian citizenship? What for? I never heard anybody ask for Indian citizenship. So I said, no, she says that she wants to die here. That's what actually she told me, that I want to die in this country, in India. So I told him the same thing. I said, oh, she said she wants to die here. Then he started laughing. Oh, then it is good. This country is good for dying, not for living. So he made a joke like that. Yeah, so, and yeah, speaking about Tungavidya Didi, she got her Diksha from Gurudev in 1993. And since then, she's been doing a service to Gurudev. So now we'll listen from her what her personal experience is with Gurudev.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
And all other devotees. I chose to sing a song. My voice is a little, like funny with the cold. But today is also Advaita Charya Saptami.
Yes.
So I will just sing without kartals and madanga. So for that reason, I will sing. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daya Kora More Doma Vina Ke Dalo Jagat Samsare Patita Pavana Hetu Tava Avatara Mosama Patita Pabuna Paimara Aha Pavuni Chananda Pemananda Suki Kipalokanakara Ami Boraduki Doya Kora Sita Pati Advaita Gosai Tava Kripa Bole Pai Chaitanya Nitai Aha Swarup Sanatana Rupa Raghunata Pata Yoga Shijiva Pabolokanata Daya Kora Shri Acharya Prabhu Srinivasa Ramachandra Sangamage Narottama Dasa Daya Kora Prabhu Para Shridhaita Dasa Vaishnavira Kripa Mage Eadama Dasa Daya Kora Gurudeva Patita Bhavana Shri Charani Seva Mage E Patita Jana Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Nitai Jaya Gaur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Vaishnav Thakur Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva. I chose this song because everyone is there, yes. Including our dear most Gurudev.
Yes.
And today's Advaita Saptami, and Srila Gurudev says that his Tattva is so dry and sometimes also very difficult, but still we should try to understand everything. And once we come to a level of understanding, then it becomes also tasteful. But in the beginning stages, that is a little hard to understand. So I will start my offering for Srila Gurudeva. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnana Jnana Salakaya Chakshurmidantanya Vidma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. So there was interesting what Nagari Didi told, because some things that she told also happened to me. So we'll cover that. But at first, I think you want to hear also something, no, from my where I come from and how it developed into
Yes,
joining with Krishna consciousness.
that will be
So
inspiring for all of us. Yes.
yeah, okay, I hope so. I was born in Holland in an intellectual family and a scientific family. And at a very young teenage age, actually, I was very dissatisfied already with all this life, no, this material life. I didn't agree with so many things. So at a young age, I started to read psychological books, which developed into reading philosophical books, and especially from India. No, at 16, 17, I started being interested in Indian philosophy that comes in multitude of varieties. So I left school also because I was not satisfied. I couldn't gel with anyone or anything or the teachers. Then I started traveling to India at about 21, like that, and I met with Gopinath Prabhu. And that time his name was Genius. That is his passport name. So he happened to be a genius also.
Yeah, he was a genius for sure.
Yeah. So then by traveling through India, we went through, going to the Sikhs. We went through the Brahma Kumaras.
Oh.
We went to the Sri Aurobindo, many things, no?
You have tasted everything, all the flavors.
Yeah, the Shivites and all kinds of things. So then we ended up in Jagannath Puri one day, and there somebody gave us the Bhagavad Gita as it is from Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. And that was just the hit, no? That was both we read and both we thought that's the truth. There's nothing else more than that. So then we didn't join yet. We didn't know much about ISKCON yet. So traveling through Australia, after coming from India, we went to Australia, and in Australia we actually joined ISKCON by just them inviting us inside. You can live here. So we said, okay, why not? I stay with the girls and he stay with the boys, and we started our journey in this ISKCON. And since we were just visitors in Australia, we had to leave, and we ended up in Mayapur ISKCON, where we lived one full year. And especially myself, I was very happy with the life and the lifestyle, we found, and Gopinath Prabhu, he was asked to restart the building of the Pushpa Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada that they had stopped for 3 years or so, which he did. And yeah, he did everything from the very start till it was running full-fledged, and then they called one architect to come. And I cleaned Srila Prabhupada's rooms, in which both of us was personal service to Srila Prabhupada, which make us both very attached to Srila Prabhupada. And we got Harinam there from one of the gurus, and no need to mention the name. And we saw everything was so clear that after 1 year we left, because we didn't think that is very much a devotional life, how they were running everything. So we also left Krishna consciousness, but not in the heart, but by practical life. No, we just I started studying because I left that behind, and I finished my studies, and Gopinath Prabhu did his things. Then in 92, no, 91, he met with the temple president of the Vrindavan branch of ISKCON, and he invited us to come. And he was also a Dutch person that time. So we sold our house and we came to Vrindavan. And there the whole thing happened, no, that we met with Srila Gurudeva in different ways. Srila Gurudeva arranged our life in such a way that everything.
How did you meet him for the first time?
After maybe 8 months of staying in Vrindavan ISKCON, then I prayed so deep from my heart, like, who is that real guru? Who is that? I cannot see him anywhere. And then after 1 month, one of the Prabhupada disciples, Aditya Didi, she invited me to come in the Gurukul bus to go to Mathura. And I say, yes, why not? I don't know what is in Mathura, but no, I'm going with the Gurukul bus, and we join a parade, a big parade, not the day before Jamastami. And I'm looking, and everything is foreign to me. I see Gurudeva on a huge, chariot. And I'm sure he's looking at me and I'm looking at him and everything. So then after that, we went upstairs in the temple, like 9 o'clock, 9:30 in the evening after the parade. And he comes behind me and he say, who are you? And what's your name? And you have a guru. So then I answer, that time I have already my name Tungavidya, and I've no guru, things like that. So that was all, nothing more. So the next day in class, that was an extraordinary experience. I heard Harikatha with different ears. It never came, it was never the same as before again. And then I understood later when I heard, in the moment, in the association of a pure devotee, it changes your life. And it really happened to me. Because I don't know what happened. I cannot explain it, but it was forever different. So then after meeting with Srila Gurudeva, then I'm still in ISKCON, and then slowly devotees started inviting me to come to Mathura to hear the Harikatha. I was taking care of Archa Vigraha, who initiated the hospice, the Bhaktivedanta hospice on the Parikrama Road. and she had cancer that time. So she was also, her Guru Maharaj also, and herself also, she was associating with Srila Gurudev. So while I was taking care of her at the end of her life, Gurudev came to her house also. So, and he was giving her blessings and so many guidance. The main gurus were there also around her bed. Then sometimes I missed a lot, I'm sure also, but slowly I got to go more to Mathura. Then Gopinath Prabhu was not there all those times that I had met Srila Gurudev. But when he came for Kartik, then I told him we should meet this, the sannyasi that I have met. And he had heard about him also a lot. And he went already a few times to Mathura, which I didn't know, but he went by himself. And so we went together in November that year in 93. And when he entered Gurudev's room downstairs, still on the same level as the temple, he said, "You are my guru."
Oh.
The first thing he said. And then Gurudev asked him, "How you know?" And Gopinath Prabhu said, "My heart tells me." Then Gurdev said, "But in ISKCON they have so many qualified gurus." Anyhow, this was a little bit playful thing. But of course, for Gopinath Prabhu, it was already said that Srila Gurudev would be his Gurudev, because we had seen already so many years in ISKCON. So that was our start of being associated with Srila Gurudev, being connected. Then what also happened to Nagari, and maybe you also, I understood later, Gurudev started neglecting me.
Yes.
Not looking at me at all. And if I would say Gurudev, then he would look the other way. Like, she doesn't exist. So this was going on a long time, maybe half a year. That was so devastating for me that I wrote a letter to Srila Gurudev and I handed it to him. Like, oh, I must be the worst person in the world. I must be so offensive. And I don't know what I wrote. But when he read it, he said, "Very good."
You fall into my trap now. Very good.
Yeah, like that. No, you didn't run away. So many things are happening. Let me see. This is 94. And one time, the one thing with Srila Gurudev, he wants to achieve always many things at the same time. He wants to charm us. He wants to attract us. He wants to test us. He wants to teach us many, always with all the things, that his whole life was like that. And then make impressions on our heart so we would never leave him and only come closer. So this time I remember it's around that same time that the ISKCON president, he got shot in the back and he ended up in the hospital on the Mathura road. So Srila Gurudev went to visit him, and we happened to come along with a few of the Didis and Prabhus. And what struck me the most, that I at least remember that, is he said, "Don't ever revenge. Because if you revenge, the reactions, the karmic reactions will never stop." That and it comes up whole life, basically, because one of our things is that we want to revenge. It's a natural inclination of the humans. That's why wars don't stop. That's why quarrels don't stop. So this is a very important lesson for us. What more?
How did the Gopinath Bhavan came up?
But that's much later.
Okay.
we have first that actually I prayed to Srila Gurudev the many times that I was allowed to come out of ISKCON. I wanted to come close to his mat, but he always said no. Again and again he said no, you should stay. And since they never really found out that, they thought I was initiated by Srila Gurudev, but they never found out properly. So they ask me always the wrong question. They say, oh, he changed your name? And I always said truthfully, no. So they never kicked me out of ISKCON. So then finally, when they actually started being against Srila Gurudev, then Gurudev told me to come out of ISKCON and stay close by. And I stayed for half a year with Vrindavan Vilasini Didi in one small place near the mat. Then she moved to Mathura, and I moved to another place here in Vrindavan. I never moved to Mathura. Then in 95, I think 95, the Srila Gurudev expressed that he wanted to travel, or at least he inspired different devotees that he wanted to travel. And somehow he had inspired Gopinath Prabhu to send me more money than usual. And I didn't have any purpose for it, and nothing happened, till Brajanath Prabhu, he went to Holland. And then I thought, but how is that possible? He can never get a visa for Srila Gurudev in a few days. So I will call the embassy, the Dutch embassy, from what do you need for an elderly gentleman to come to Holland? So they gave me a whole list of things, and I bought Gurudev's ticket and some other things. So Gurudev arranged all that, because everything, he's Tri Kalajan, so he knows already what is needed and what is supposed to be done. So I bought those tickets for all the brahmacharis and for Srila Gurudev going on his first tour, first to Holland, then England, America. And me also, I bought my ticket to the Holland. But from Holland, I thought I come back to India and study Hindi. So that Gurudev stopped once we were in Holland. Then he said, now you should come on the tour. And by his mercy, I've been only traveling for 11 years now with him.
Wow.
And he is instigating all that, that I have not done anything like that. I didn't understand also who was in front of me so many years, I understood he's Guru and he's that, but what we know now, that time we didn't know. And we cry about that also, that it would have been a lot better to realize who we have in front of us. So he gave me that, and then on tour there's so many pastimes that I have to see also.
Please open your box.
There's much to say, but I forget things while I'm here in front of your camera. let's see. Then he is testing us in many ways. He asked me to get some Guru Pampara pictures he liked. No, he asked me, where did you get them? And you should get them. And I thought he was not serious. Why he would ask me for something like that? No, he could ask any of the brahmacharis. So I didn't do that. And then after a few days, a week or so, those pictures were on the altar. And then I understood, oh my God, no, I should have followed his instruction. Very simple thing, but very instructive. Same in other ways. No, he would ask me things and I didn't do, or I delayed a little bit, and then it was happened. Then I understand, my God, more and more. Then one day, I brought Gopinath's car. It was a big car for a seven-seater. I brought to England to drive the devotees. And that time, it was also not in my hands, but it happened that there was no car to drive Gurudev. So I drove Gurudev for 3 weeks in England.
Wow, great.
I've never driven on the left side of the road. And never I drove Gurudeva. But in like 3 weeks, there was no mistake. But as soon as I drove back alone, I was on the wrong side of the road. So these things are not telling Gurudeva's glory. He was in control of everything. Even I didn't need to look for the way to go to the next home. I was always going straight.
Yeah.
And how it's possible, I can really not tell you, Prabhu. That is really like mysterious, no?
So he was sitting in the front seat with you while you're
No,
driving?
Gurudeva was behind me and Vrinda Didi was next to me.
Okay. So what he would talk, like he would talk or he would be quiet while driving?
No, he liked to be quiet and chanting.
Oh,
Probably he had to concentrate how everything. But yeah, somehow a lot of mercy came to me in that way. And another year, he told me in Mathura, oh, my car is ready. And I said, yes, Gurudev. But somehow, when I was in Holland, I called to England and the devotees were upset that I asked, do you have a car for Gurudev? So I didn't bring Srila Gurudev's car. And then, of course, there was no car to pick up Gurudev. And he told me, and I could disappear in the ground at the moment. He told me, even you bring me a bullock car, I will go.
Oh, wow.
So, oh my God, that was the big lesson, no? But Gurudev tells you have to listen, otherwise things go wrong. Anyhow, they arranged the car, and that Prabhu had a lot of mercy. It was a Sikh driver in a good car. So many things, Prabhuji. Now, the Gopinath Bhavan thing, that is the Gopinath Prabhu, he heard from someone, I don't know who, that Srila Gurudev was looking for a bigger place than Rup Sanatan Mat, because more and more Westerners coming and more people coming, also Indians, and he needed a bigger place for Kartik. So they told him he was looking near the Mathura road. They had seen some land, and Gopinath thought, but that's such a congested place. That's not nice to have a temple. So he went to Srila Gurudev and he told Gurudev, I will, if you want, I will help you look for a place. So he agreed with that. Then we went a few places. We realized we don't know the Hindi enough. So we asked Amakrishna Prabhu to come with us. And he asked to Srila Gurudev if he allowed him to come. So we looked many places. And then Sashikala Didi, she showed us a very small place, like just 2 rooms, small rooms. And that was Ganga Devi. So you have seen Ganga Devi, in the back of the Gopinath Bhavan.
Next to Gopinath, right?
No, inside, but
inside.
in the back. Yeah. So,
okay. Yeah.
and next time you come, I show you.
I've seen, I think there's a well there, right?
Yeah, it's just in the back.
Yeah.
Small temple. So after that, we met with the Chandan Prabhu from Radha Gopinath Math, just next door to here. And he knew the owner from this property. So he was instrumental of buying this place or finding this place out. So when we actually showed to Srila Gurudev said that I cannot buy this place because those people have a court case to Gaudiya Math already. So they will not agree. Then Gopinath Prabhu said, okay, I have a trust and I will do that for you. So from then on, everything started happening. Then we built up this older place, the old part of Gopinath Bhavan. And then Gurudev said, oh, I like this. Then he said, you make me a place also? So he did. And then it became bigger and bigger and bigger. And Srila Gurudev, he ordered Gopinath Prabhu to buy the land between here and Imlitala. He ordered him that whatever it takes, you have to get that. So he did that. Then it was a bunch of ruins. So there you go. And Gurudev wanted already in 2001 to have Kartik here. So now what? No, that's a tough one. So not much was happening. Everyone went with Srila Gurudev to Puri Parikrama. And from Puri Parikrama, I went also. I called to hear if something was happening, but there was nothing happening. So I came back by train. And we worked very hard, everyone. Then to empty the place, to make it suitable for Kartik. And when Gurudev came, he came always earlier, than the parikrama. The parikrama used to stop in different places, and Gurudev would go to the next place more quick. So when he walked in, that was amazing moment. Then Manimati, Didi, she yelled, Gurudev is here. So everyone alarm, and me, I'm running with a garland. Then I give garland to Srila Gurudev. And before I could let the mala go, he took my arms and put it on me. And he was beaming. I've seen him more times beam when some devotees had done something for him, like any temple. I saw and a lot of mercy coming, and that moment was the reward for my whole life. Just a short moment, but very precious. So like that, Gurudev used to reciprocate with me and Gopinath Prabhu. He took the whole load on his shoulders, and I think he did very well. And he got a lot of sweet moments with Srila Gurudev. He was very expert in melting our hearts, and also at the same time chastising us and demanding things and making things happen. Then halfway the project, Srila Gurudev said that the temple room was already built. He said, oh, now you should have deities. That was not our desire. That was Srila Gurudev's desire. So he ordered them himself. And he got all the paraphernalia himself, his brahmacharis, of course, but under his guidance. And in 2007, the first day of Kartik, he installed those deities, Radha Gopinath. And yeah, we are very thankful. I think he asked them to be very lenient with us. And now still so many devotees, they benefit from that. And I think that is what Srila Gurudev, together with the parikrama time, wanted that to be happen for the devotees. Then the Srila Gurudev, he maybe how much time I have?
You can speak, Didi. You can speak, yeah. 10-15 minutes easily.
Oh, well, I don't know. I just one thing from traveling, because they were talking about that before. No, she was talking about that or I think, yeah, you were talking about that also before. And then I remember this, that Gurudev did for one lady. We went preaching on tour in a church, in a monastery, actually. We stayed there. And
Where
that
was
was
this? Which place?
San Francisco. That was Radha Kanta Prabhu. He had organized there. And I remember Srila Gurudev gave one lecture that nobody could understand what he was saying. But the in charge of that monastery, she understood every word of it. So he was preaching specifically for her, that because you were saying that, no, that Srila Gurudev would always target.
Target, yes. He will have his target to whom the message is meant for. Correct.
Yeah, so that I remembered while you were talking. And then I remembered also in the Philippines, because everything is under his control, under Krishna's control, but it goes through Gurudev.
Yeah.
So one time we were in a heavy earthquake in the Philippines, and nothing had damaged that year. But when it happened, we all went to Srila Gurudev's room, and he was very peaceful, and he was chanting, and he was kind of smiling also.
No.
And he said, oh, I knew already that was going to happen. So I was already chanting, and it was 2:00 at night. He said the day before already he knew that this was going to happen. And the amazing thing was that there was no damages in the whole city, even not near the epicenter. There was nothing broken, and I think it was due to his presence there, because otherwise everything starts cracking and collapsing. Then also when we come to countries where there was always rain, it stopped raining. Where there was no rain, it started raining. And always miraculous things used to happen around Srila Gurudev and his traveling. One time I remember he'd go to whale watching in Hawaii. And somebody thought, why he's doing that? No, this is a touristy thing. And So they asked him, why you do this? And Srila Gurudev said, no, they're like 2 miles out in the sea. And he said, you see, there on the beach, you see those black spots? They are human beings, they're people. They benefit from my being here. That means also the whales, the boatmen, and everyone is benefiting from his presence. And that make me remember that we went once with a group of devotees and Srila Gurudev to the Sequoia Park, which is in California, and they have the tallest trees there, in the world. So we have this big kirtan, more big and very active, vibrant. And then Gurudev said, these trees have suffered enough. I came to liberate them.
Wow.
So yeah, many beautiful things, in the garden of Vrindavan Das Prabhu in Hawaii, he would always asking him, how are my grasses and trees? Like he has a personal relation with everyone because there's soul and super soul is there, He's seeing on another platform, everything, a spiritual platform, which we don't see, but he's always conveying that. So then one thing I can tell, which is also a miracle for me, that I was not supposed to go to Jagannath Puri when Srila Gurudev went there, in 2010. And one day Bakula came to me and she said, oh, just now 6 people, they canceled to travel with me. Do you want to go? I said, of course, I want to go. I was the first one she met on the street. So I said, yes, let me, work hard. In a few days, I'm ready to go. So we actually went, and Gurudev made an arrangement that I was actually there in Jagannath Puri. And anyhow, I will not say too much about that, but that will make me cry. But that was the big miracle, because I was not planning to go, and I was allowed to go in the follow car with Srila Gurudev, which was I was very thankful about that, because I was on tour so many years, and he granted me that miraculous thing, because I was not planning to go, and he gave me that as a present.
But you had desire to go, right?
Yeah, but I had no plans.
No plans, but you wanted to go.
Of course, my offering and sharing a little bit of my life with Srila Gurudev.
Thank you, Didi. Thank you so much. It's really very touching, your such big experience, and you did so many sevas. And first thing you said is about tasteful. Because when you start developing taste, that's the time the bhakti becomes easier. Maybe we have seen probably a drop of it, and whole ocean is there to taste in front of us. But even if you get a drop, then you will catch on it. You don't have to push yourself then, I think. Then you will go on your own, slowly. But until the time you have taste, then you really have to push yourself, or somebody has to push you into bhakti. So that was a very good thing. And one more very important thing I like what you said is, don't ever revenge, which Gurudev said.
Yeah.
Because if you revenge, then your karmas, you'll get entangled into karmas. So we should all think very deeply about this statement made by Gurudev, don't ever revenge. If everything happens, we must tolerate. That's what we should do. If you want to be free from entanglement of karmas. But it's only natural to revenge. Like you said, we are all humans. We have tendency, yeah.
Yes.
And yeah, earthquake thing you said about the earthquake. He said, I already knew. Somebody other day I was talking that you will never find a liberated soul or any sadhu in getting involved in an accident.
Yes.
Like an earthquake or a car accident or any accident.
Yes.
Because they have awakened their sixth sense.
Yeah.
They always know what is going to happen, what is happening around them in their vicinity, where the car is coming, where the truck is coming. They already know it before.
Yes.
So you'll never find any a sadhu or a liberated soul or a realized person getting involved in any accident.
Oh, it reminds me one thing was also a little big, that in Hawaii also, in Vrindavan Das's place, they announced 11 o'clock, the police, like everyone should evacuate, tidal waves are coming. So we didn't move. And we went to the terrace overseeing the sea. Yes. And in the very distance, there were some huge spotlights on the ocean, and the ocean were devouring some houses there on the just other side of where we were staying. And nothing happened. No, the waves were just going by the front of our house.
Yes. To add to this, what you're saying, I think other day Rohini Nandan Prabhu also described some incident with Gurudev, which Gurudev only told him, nobody knew about it. So what he said is, he was traveling in a train and it was going over a bridge, and it got derailed, and except Gurudev's bogie, everything, the whole train was hanging on the bridge. And only his bogie was there on the rails. So that was also amazing. And one more thing, one incident happened with, I've heard with Pujapad Vaman Maharaj also. He was traveling with his disciples from I think Delhi to Navadip, if I'm saying it correctly. And then he asked everyone to get down one station before, where they were supposed to get down. Wow. And after some time, they realized that the train was involved in an accident. Wow. So how these realized souls, they know everything in advance, what is happening around them or in their vicinity or everywhere actually. Yes. So how Gurudev is telling that I'm going there on the beach to help those people, those small doubts which are people there. So he's actually telling the correct thing. He's actually going for that. Yes. So this shows how, and then when he went to the park, the Sikwokia park, where so many old trees are there, I think thousands of years old. Yes. So he's saying these trees have suffered enough. Yes. So this, amazing, this shows his connectivity to each soul, how he's connected, and he knows the past, present, and future of each soul, even the trees. Not forget about human beings and us as disciples. He knows about the trees also. So amazing. Yeah, so amazing. So this is something to realize about the liberated soul, how they perceive the world around them. Yeah. And they are actually always themselves in Vrindavan. Yes. That's always in Vrindavan. Yeah. So once Sundar Gopal Prabhu described this, one incident of what you said just now, that they're always in Vrindavan. So once somebody hosted Gurudev in US, and he was staying, where he was staying, there was a loud music going on late in the night or maybe throughout the night. Very loud music. So next day they apologized and they said, sorry, Gurudev, you got disturbed whole night because of the loud music. We should have made better arrangements. So Gurudev said, what music? I was only hearing Krishna's flute. There was no music there. Yeah, so this shows what you said just now, that he is always in Vrindavan. Wherever he goes, Vrindavan goes with him. I gave that story. Oh, you gave that story? Okay. So you're getting attacked. Okay. That was in the Philippines. Okay. I heard from Sundar Gopal. He was talking about that somebody. I don't know who was it. Okay. Yeah, I don't. So all these things, yes, so this is amazing. Also, because they were there. Sorry, who?
Brajanath Prabhu and Vrinda Didi, they were also there.
Okay, yeah.
Maybe they
So such
told.
was our Gurudev, so such a liberated soul who touched our lives, all of us.
Yeah.
And we just feel so good just by remembering him. Right
Yeah,
now,
I
we've been doing it
remember.
for months. I think it's been 2 months or more, maybe.
Yeah.
And it is getting even better every day. And
Yeah.
we are enjoying so much just by
Amazing.
immersing in his thoughts
I
of how he.
remember one thing that Gopinath Prabhu told me in they went for a morning walk in a park in London,
Mhm,
and when they were walking, he see a whole flock of the parrots.
mhm.
So then he understood that moment he understood that Srila Gurudev is always in Vrindavan, because a flock of parrots we don't see in the West, no, in Northern Europe.
Yes,
Maybe one or two if they escape from a cage, but not a whole flock. So
yes.
he understood that moment. This is no
In that
real.
part of the world, you only see pigeons, right?
Exactly.
Okay, Didi, thank you so much for your
Okay.
having such nice pastimes with Gurudev. And now on weekend we'll not have any sessions, like Saturday and Sunday is free. On Monday we are going to have another very senior devotee and very, I would say, accomplished devotee, Shashikala Didi, with us. Once again, it will be in English. Yeah,
Hello.
she's been with Gurudev for a long time. So don't
Yeah.
miss it. Monday we'll start again at 8 o'clock. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. आप सभी
Jai
का बहुत बहुत
Anand.
धन्यवाद हमसे जुड़ने के लिए। और श्री गुरु महाराज की जय, सभी वैष्णव की जय,
Jai.
तुंग
Jai.
विद्या दीदी की जय, नागरी दीदी की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव
Jai
वृंद की
Prabhu
जय,
ki jai.
गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि।
Haribo.
जय गुरुदेव।
Dandavad. Jai Gurudev.
धन्यवाद।